Leo lived in a world of clear lines and rigid structures. His universe was delimited by a large wall clock. Leo was an employee. Every morning, his alarm clock rang at the exact same time, marking the start of the sale of his most precious and limited asset, his time. Leo profoundly believed in the illusion of job security. He felt a deep sense of tranquility upon receiving his salary, an income that was active and predictable, but which, in turn, was finite. His life was a simple equation. Hours, rest, money. If he wanted to earn more, he had only one option: sell more hours, which his limited time did not allow him to do. The truth was that Leo was running on a treadmill. This treadmill was his daily job. Leo ran and ran, sweating and exhausted, just to stay in the same place. He could run a little faster to earn a bonus, a raise, but the treadmill also sped up or became heavier, more responsibilities. Therefore, no matter how hard he tried, his income horizon was limited, tied to a predictable salary. Leo couldn't see it, but in his world, his body was chained to that clock by a heavy ball called the risk of employment. He thought security was the harbor, not realizing that depending on a job as his sole source of income was recklessness. Being anchored prevented him from sailing the vast ocean of opportunities. Nearby, on a terrain that looked more chaotic but full of potential, was Ava. Ava was an entrepreneur. She was not selling hours. She was building something. Ava had adopted the mindset of abundance, thinking in terms of opportunities rather than scarcity. Her daily life was not about running, but about designing systems. Ava was building a complex machine. Initially, it was a lot of work, requiring her constant presence, the initial self-employed role. But she focused on making every piece she placed an asset that over time would generate money for her. Eva understood the money code. The formula for her was clear. The key was not selling time, but creating her own system of multiple, variable, and passive incomes that developed her personal talents. Her goal was for the machine, once finished, to work for her, requiring minimal maintenance. She called these passive incomes the ninth wonder of the world. Eva knew that passive income generates recurrent profits with minimal maintenance, e.g., ebooks, courses, royalties. Eva's work was a manifestation of leverage. She understood that leverage is the force that allows you to do more with less effort, time, and resources. She used her knowledge and creativity as levers to do more with less. Eva's leverage: other people's time. Instead of doing everything herself, she outsourced small modules of her machine to others, delegating, leveraging the time of others. Technology. She used the internet and digital platforms to create courses that could be sold to a massive number of people without the need for her physical presence. Smart debt. Eva also understood the leverage of debt. Leo only had awful debt, consumer debt that he paid, which is ruinous. Eva only used optimal debt, investment debt paid by her clients through her business, which is the only good debt. Eva applied disciplined action to every weld on her machine. Her focus was not guessing if her business would work, but acting with discipline and consistency to exploit a probabilistic advantage. She knew that lasting results come from the creation of systems and assets. Furthermore, Eva focused on massive value. She didn't chase money. She focused on serving more people and delivering massive value. Communicating solutions and benefits, not features, clearly. She knew that wealth is linked to the value provided to the market. One day, exhausted, Leo stopped on his treadmill. He saw Eva. Eva's machine was already running with flawless gearwork. It spun by itself, and each turn spat out gold coins, passive income. Eva was no longer working on the machine, but rather next to it, checking a control panel with a blueprint for her next asset. Leo realized the difference. The key distinction is that an asset creates money, while a liability costs money. His effort only produced money while he was running, active income, while Eva's effort had created a structure and a system that produced money for her, allowing time freedom and scalability. Eva's goal was to become an expert at creating assets. Leo took off his watch, breaking the invisible chain. Finally, he understood that the salary was limited, but the systems were unlimited. He left the treadmill, but he felt the pang of fear of risk and the unknown. Therefore, he applied disciplined action and approached Eva, his hands ready to build. Leo adopted the role of the entrepreneur and began learning to create assets that would work for him, prioritizing asset creation over employment. The story of Leo and Eva demonstrates that mindset, attitude, is the most important differentiating factor over technical capacity, aptitude. Lasting success comes from creating systems that allow time freedom and scalability.